All right, welcome to another episode of Unapologetically Black Male, where we talk about surviving society's stigmas, standards, and systems. Once again, my name is Dwayne Pate, my co-host EJ Stewart. We want to give a special shout out to one of our sponsors, J Pope and Associates. If you're in need of any therapeutic services, you want to reach out to her and make sure that you get signed up to address any of the needs that you're going through right now. So right now we have a great guest on today, Brother Chico Conaway. I'm an actor, businessman, and father. And right now we're going to turn it over to him so he can provide us a little bit about himself, background, where he grew up, just some information so that we can get to know him a little bit. Then we'll kind of shoot back in with some questions.
Okay. All right. What's up, everybody? Chico Conaway. From Baltimore, Maryland, went to Bowie State University, HBCU grad, Hopkins, received my master's degree. I'm in medical sales. I wear a lot of different hats. I'm in medical sales. I have my own business called Gainz Sportswear. My company, we actually make the fitness equipment that you work out in. So wrist wraps, knee sleeves, elbow sleeves, weightlifting belts. I'm happy to say, man, there's not a lot of black cats that's doing what I do in regards to in the fitness world. We just received, if you're a power lifter, we're the only black-owned company that's on the approved list for the USPA Powerlifting Federation. Gainz Sportswear is the only black-owned company that's on there for powerlifters to be able to compete in our gear. So I'm really, really pumped up about that. I feel like that's definitely an accomplishment. As a matter of fact, it is. Yes, it is. So if y'all have like a round of applause or something, or like sound effects, now would be time to do it. I don't know what type of podcast this is.
We'll got the real sound effects.
Okay, all right. Well, when y'all edit it, make sure y'all put something in there. All right. Let's see. That's basically it. They say actor. I guess I've done a couple commercials.
Okay.
Couple of things. My daughter and I, we're mostly kind of known for the being kind of like a daddy-daughter type of duo. But my daughter's pretty much surpassed me now. She's doing movies. She has a movie that's coming out in November, and she's doing some other stuff right now for one of the big networks. I can't really talk about it, but just stay tuned. But that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Just a hell of a guy, honestly.
I'm surprised you didn't throw out there, that you're from the wood.
Well, you say keep it clean, so I'm trying to, be professional.
Yeah. We want the real though, man. But the show is talking about surviving society stigmas and standards, and growing up in Baltimore in the 80s and early 90s, man. What was that like? Just keeping your head on track and figuring out, what you want to do in life and how you got here.
80s and 90s, man. It was a lot better than it is today, man. Just as far as, I don't know, man. I just look at, EJ, you're a father. Are you a father, my man?
Yes, sir.
Kids?
I got 4.
You have 4 kids. So I'm not sure how old you are, but it's funny, man. When you look outside now, you don't really see a lot of kids like riding the bikes and hooping and doing the things. It's all, PlayStation or,
Roblox.
Right on the phone, Roblox, TikTok. You know what I'm saying? It's like that outside interaction, man. It's, that's what I grew up on, man. So, you definitely had your issues. I grew up in the, back in the 80s. Heroin was really big, right? And then, then you kicked over to the crack scene and stuff, man. So, I've lived pretty much through all that, was able to pretty much keep my nose clean and make sure that, I've never sold a drug a day in my life, man. So, and I guess I can contribute that to my parents, man. I come from a 2-parent household. I was blessed with that. And they stayed on me to make sure that, it was either sports books, and pretty much make sure you keep your nose clean. You know what I mean? That's pretty much. I did karate, but they kicked my ass out of karate. You know what I'm saying? So the 80s was good, bro. It was good, man. That's my era, man, of hip hop, bro. 80s, 90s. I just turned 47. I know I don't look like it because I use great moisturizer for my face. But other than that, man, great Great era, bro. Great era. Miss it a lot, honestly, bro. I miss it.
I'm glad you let that grace show today.
A question: where like as coming from a two-parent household, was there any like I guess any I mean not peer pressure, but was it like, oh my goodness, you got two parents in the house? That's I don't know what that's like for some of your friends.
Man, a lot of my parents had two parents. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Okay.
It was maybe a couple of them that didn't, but you know, like one of my best friends, Cheo, right? He came from I guess maybe a co-parenting type of situation. You know what I mean? Whereas though, his mother was really, really strong, but his father was, also, even though he didn't grow up with his father in the household, I knew that his father was actively in his life. You know what I'm saying? So I can't, there wasn't a lot of those parents, whereas though, the fathers was missing. I'll be honest with you, man, but back in like the 80s and 90s. So I know that's something that's kind of new now, bro. But yeah, I didn't really experience that, man. I didn't experience that growing up. I guess it was a blessing, honestly. Not saying it wasn't out there. I'm just saying maybe just my inner circle. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Talk about I think the thing that a lot of people that may know you may not really remember or focus on, being that you're doing so many other things. But to get back to this professional side of things and your journey as a pharmaceutical person or being in that medical field, what was it like? Because I remember you doing happy hours and trying to get other Black people in that realm together. What was it like being a Black person in that industry, and specifically a Black male?
Well, let me see. I mean, it's still dominated by, other races. You know what I mean? EJ, you were there with me when we were doing like the happy hours. You know what I'm saying? When I first started them, and the reason why I did is because I really didn't see a lot of Black people. It was really far few in between that. I would see a brother or sister walk in the hospital or walk into a primary care setting. You know what I mean? It's like when we did see each other, I was like, oh shit, what you doing? You know what I mean? It was almost, that's kind of how it was. Still to this day, really, it's how it is now. You know what I mean? Like they just, my territory has actually expanded to like Eastern Shore. And I walked in and I saw a sister walk in and we was like, yo, where are you from? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like that camaraderie as soon as you see each other, and don't let them go to the HBCU. It's like even, it's even more love. You know what I mean? But I think I put a lot of pressure on myself, man, when I first got into the industry, because for one, when you become a pharmaceutical rep or a medical sales rep, if you don't really have a biology background, it's like going back to school, man. Like I came out with a business degree and marketing degree, So as far as like, my first, I'm still with the same company that I, my first pharmaceutical gig, I'm still with the same company. And that's really unheard of, because there's so many people that jump from company to company. A lot of people chase the dollar, which I can't complain. So, when I first got into the industry, man, I just remember going through like the studying. I was like, yo, I ain't gonna pass this, because this is like learning the anatomy, man. I didn't do well in science when I was in college, so I don't know how I'm gonna get past this. You know what I mean? So, and then I went into one of the toughest disease states, which was diabetes, right? So you have different disease states when you go into pharma, right? And when you get into like diabetes, oncology, and stuff like that, man, I mean, the disease state is tough. It's tough. So I just had to weather a storm, man. I just wanted to make sure that, they knew I belonged, honestly. You know what I mean? Not to ramble, but I think what prepared me was for when I went to Hopkins. When I went to Hopkins, going from an HBCU to an all-white, it was a culture shock, bro. It was a culture shock. Like I remember when I would be at Bowie, we would put our books down, almost like the high school thing, go out to the hallways and see, look at nice looking ladies or whatever. Nah, man. When I got to Hopkins, bro, you put your books down and they stayed down, and you didn't wander around the halls, right? So, and I was the only Black in the School of Business. I was the only Black male in the entire program, and I experienced. I would say I definitely experienced some racism, because, when you go to grad school, man, a lot of people you know, it's kind of like it's a lot of group oriented type of thing, group setting, right? Nobody ever wanted to be in my group. I felt like the last guy to get picked on the basketball court, fam. So it was crazy. It was so bad. The professor was like, "Okay, who's going to team up with Cornell?" That's how bad it was.
Wow.
And I was going to quit, man. But my mom is the one that kind of pushed me through. So remembering that when I was at Hopkins is really what kind of steadfast with me when I got into the pharmaceutical world. I was like, nah, they gonna know that I belong in it. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You wear a lot of hats, and I know that, and I know you yeah, and talk about for me, we're all fathers here, and Brooke, your daughter, is the center of a lot going on now, but you married into a father role as well. Talk about what that was like, man, because I've always felt like you've done a phenomenal job of doing that. And if you don't know anything, you wouldn't even know, what I mean, any better.
Yeah.
So talk about that aspect in the marriage life and how you balance all this stuff.
I don't know, EJ. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know, man. I mean, you asked me. It's like you asked me kind of like a two-part question. You asked me, I kind of came into this marriage because my wife had already had, 2 sons. I didn't have any kids. You know what I mean? So, and it's funny, man, because I always said I wasn't gonna date nobody with no kids.
Right.
But she wore them damn them tight ass pants, man, and it's I've been trapped ever since, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, son? I've been trapped ever since,
get you every time, huh?
Man, I've been trapped ever since, bro. So, so I had to learn. I guess it was kind of learn on the job type thing, man, because I came into the situation where my stepson now, who was 17, Victor, he was 2 when I first came into the game, right?
Wow.
Yeah, he was 2. So I mean, I've been around him for a long time. So, and then his older brother, I mean, he's 24 now, man. I think he might have been, he might have been like 12, like 11. Like, it's funny, man. I remember them dudes just running around. You know what I'm saying? And now you asked me about Brooke. I mean, that's just a whole nother. That's a whole nother job, bro. That's just a whole nother job, man. I would have never known that, from me and her acting just crazy on social media, that it would have taken off the way that it is now, man. I don't know how I manage that, man. We kind of just go with the flow, bro, because this entertainment world, for all the parents that have kids in it, man, they all know, man. It's like it's almost like pledging, bro. It's like you at the drop of the dime, they can be like, hey, you got an audition. It needs to be in my such and such. Or hey, you got the role. When we found out that she got the role for the movie is called Soul Sanity that she'll be in on BET in November. That's when it drops in November. But we found out like 2 days after Thanksgiving that she had the role, and it was like, yo, she need to be in Connecticut in 2 days, right? And it was like, what you gonna do? So. Right. Trying to manage that, man, is especially now with COVID, bro, because now, when she gets a role, she has to, they have to go get tested. And sometimes the tests are not here. Sometimes we might have to go all the way to Jersey to get a test. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. But it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? She's special. So we gotta do what we gotta do to keep pushing it forward.
Absolutely. Knowing you personally, and I've always wondered this, as shy as you are internally, people don't really know that, but you've been able to, you keep it on it. You there's, I know you, son. I know you, son. I know you.
Wait, EJ, I'm shy.
Absolutely.
Please explain how.
There's a part of you the social butterfly, but at the end of the day, I know that at some points in time, the focus is not always got it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's shy. I just don't want to be bothered out nobody.
Well, I've seen it both ways, but talk about that, and how you challenged yourself. You guys fell on the stardom piece kind of just by doing, craziness, and we always talked about that, like when the girls were little, like lining them up and all of that kind of nonsense. So we always knew that was there, but talk about how you've been able to get through having to be even more sociable than you really are. Not saying you're not capable, but that aspect of really having to be out there in the open and interacting with celebrities now.
It's it's different, man. I ain't gonna lie, it's different. It's different. I mean, it's funny because some of your audience is gonna look at us like, man, who the hell is this dude? You know what I'm saying? But like, who is he? But like, it's like whenever we go out, when we go out to eat, you know what I mean? It's somebody that might have followed us, right? And then when they see us in person, like, oh, we follow you, blah blah blah. Can we get a picture? And I mean, I be thinking that's the weirdest thing in the world. You know what I mean? But I damn sure take that picture though. Damn, be happy to take that picture. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's I'm a ham anyway, G. So it's like I take it all in stride. My biggest thing is to make sure that and which is good, that my daughter doesn't let any of that stuff go to her head. You know what I mean? She's just a sweet girl, man. So it's like, if anybody, it'll go to my head before it'll go to her. You know how I walk around thinking I'm somebody I'm really not. You know what I'm saying? Because I like the front. You know what I mean?
Billy D. Williams of the West Side.
But with her, it's like she just takes it all in stride, and she's just so thankful that somebody's even acknowledging her. I am too, man. I mean, it kind of comes, but it comes with the territory. But it's definitely been able to have us kind of rub elbows with some folks, within the industry. And they all love Brooke, so it's like it kind of like they want to make sure that she does well. So, which is good for my wife and I, because we can bounce stuff off of them, you know what I mean, and get advice off, get advice, because this entertainment stuff is crazy, bro. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Everybody's not gonna have your best interests, So it's good to have folks that's in the industry to kind of help you see things from a different point of view.
Absolutely.
You talked about a little bit about the Gainz Sportswear. I want to touch on that and kind of how did you get in that arena, kind of what made you kind of pursue that avenue. As a person who likes to work out, like what kind of like said, all right, let me jump in this arena to kind of.
So it's Gainz Sports Gear, not wear, but everybody make that mistake. It's all good. So so Gainz Sports Gear. If you guys want to follow the brand, it's at Gainz with a Z Sports Gear.
That's right. Plug your stuff. Plug it.
Right, of course. So okay. So in 2017, I had a homeboy, Brian, who started a beard butter company, right, called Creative Culture, right. And I was kind of like his beard model. That's what I had like a real long beard. I recently cut it off. So long story short, I've always wanted to do something from an entrepreneurial type of, aspect, but I just didn't. The biggest thing is when you're trying to start a company is really figuring out what you want to do, man. Honestly, man, that's the biggest thing. Like a lot of people say, man, I want to be an entrepreneur, but they just don't know what the hell they want to do, right? So working out, I love working out with workout grips, right? A lot of people don't know about grips, right? But the grips that were on the market, I felt like they were either overpriced or inefficiently made, right? So I said, I kind of just had an idea in the gym. I said, man, I'm gonna make my own grips, So I finally got with a supplier that gave me the ability to cut my own design, right? And that was the first product that I came out with. They're called the loading line grips. I took them to one of the Savage gyms here in Baltimore, where these powerlifters are lifting like 400, 500, 600 pounds, right? And I took the prototype down there to them, and it's like, hey, you might want to change this, do that, do this, do that. And I made the changes, man, and I just hit the market with it. And the first company to bring me in as far as like carrying the brand was the Merit Clubs, formerly known as the Merit Athletic Club, and now called Merit Clubs. So that's a local franchise gym here in Baltimore, right? And I was really pumped up about it, man, because my gear was right on the same shelf as Under Armour. Everybody knows Under Armour is, right? So from the loading line grips, I said, well, everybody's not going to want to wear grips. They might want to feel the bar, because the grips are actually made to wrap around the bar to give you a tighter grip with the secondary benefit of wrist support. But some people just want to feel the bar. So that's when I started making wrist wraps. And I just kept on adding, different products to it, the knee sleeves, weightlifting belts, and, just kept on moving on for it, man. And now we got like 12 different locations that carries I've ran. And just recently in July 2021, we were named from Baltimore Magazine the face of fitness. So, so you'll see my beautiful face. You see it? Can y'all see it? Yeah, y'all see this face right here in the Baltimore Magazine. I'll get you a copy, son.
I appreciate it.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. What was the biggest hurdle that you had to cross with?
Oh, you want to hit the biggest hurdle? Oh,
yeah.
Your folks, black folks. What's up about the biggest hurdle? Your folks. Your
My
cousins.
folks.
You know what, man?
Listen, I believe it because we never want to pay full price or nothing. We want to half off, and we don't.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, man. I tell a story all the time. It's funny, man. I was in the gym this morning, and a young lady who's starting a apparel line. She was kind of just talking to me, and I you know, I always try to do what wasn't done for me. You know, like my biggest thing, if you're going to start a website, you get, you know, if you're selling anything e-commerce, go Shopify. So I try to tell Shopify is an e-commerce platform, right? So I try to tell a lot of these folks that are just starting out things that I wish somebody would have told me, you know what I mean, to prohibit them from making the same mistakes that I made, right? So long story short, I was just telling her, man, I was like, man, I remember when I first started, gave her the whole story about the merit. And the guys that I was working out with, right, I would tell them like, yo, my grips are right over there, man. It's right on the same shelf as Under Armour. And they'd be like, oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. But then when I would see like some of the Caucasian folks out there, right, at the gym, and I would say, yo, my grips over there. Really? I'm going to support. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. What? So it didn't become validated to my people until they saw someone of a different race, you know, rocking, which that has always bothered me, right? And we're not even gonna talk about how, you know, everybody wants something for free. Yo, I'm an influencer. They have them. Now, first of all, they got less followers than I do, but they're influencers. So yo, send me something, right? Oh, man. You know, you send them some things, and they don't even post it or tag you. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I get more sales and more love for folks that I don't know versus the people that I do know. And it's just like that when you have a business. So a lot of guys that have like prominent businesses that, you know, that I consider mentors, like, man, don't even worry about, you know, selling to your friends, because you know they're not going to be the ones that's going to buy from you. One of our frat brothers, Kenny Bolt, told me, man, about the frat. He's like, yo, your frat brothers and your cousins, your family, they're not going to make you rich. They'll make you famous, but they won't make you rich. I said, well, why you say they make you famous? He said, oh, because once you make it, you'd be like, oh, yeah, that's my man Chico, right? Oh, yeah, man, that's my man Chico that was on the news, blah, 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 blah. But they not going to my website and write something. So that's probably that's the biggest hurdle. Not everybody's like that. I'm not gonna give everybody that charge. You know what I'm saying? Like EJ's, he's one of the dudes where he, you know, you got to make him take something. You know what I'm saying? he wants. I mean, he just want to support you, right?
Right.
So, and that's how we should be. But you know, it is what it is. Other cultures, man, they support each other. You know
Absolutely.
What I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Without a doubt, and don't even hesitate about it. Where we got to jump through hurdles to get out people.
Yeah, man, you got to jump through a whole bunch of hurdles, man. It's crazy, bro. I remember I was a vendor at a bodybuilding event, right? I was the only black vendor at the bodybuilding event, and this black girl, she kept walking past my table, wouldn't say hi or anything. Like you don't have to buy anything,
right?
You're not even going. Come on, man, you're not going to acknowledge me. I see you jumping. I see you showing love to this table, and just bypassing me. Then her girlfriend that was competing came out. I was like, oh, Gainz Sportswear, I heard about you. I followed you. I wanted to get some bands from you. Then she wanted to come over. Now, you know the petty in me. You know me. The petty in me was like, oh, now you want to come over here. Now you want to come over here. So that's the hurdle, bro. But that comes with the territory.
Gotcha. Now, would you say your business model was more of an organic model where you just kind of grew it, just kind of getting out there hustling and just kind of get your product out there in front of different people?
Bro, master peeing it, bro. Honestly, master peeing it. You know what I mean? You know how he sold the joints out of his trunk, man.
Yeah, bro, I remember you being on that. I remember you being on that, keeping joints on you.
Yeah,
let me run to the car. You know.
Yeah, I don't do that no more. I don't do that no more.
You
No,
don't have
I
to.
ain't
You don't
gonna
have
lie.
to.
No, I don't do that no more because look, listen, my thing is like this. Like and our people, they be mad. Like, yo, you don't have no grips on you? No, I don't. I don't. I have a website, we ship, or I have like different locations that buy from me wholesale that carries them, right?
Mhm.
All right, so well, look, man, here's my favorite. Yo, I just want to give it to you in your hand. I like that hand to hand. Like, yo, we not on the block, son. We not on the block, man. The police ain't, yo.
It's
You know
okay.
what
You
I'm
can buy
saying?
online.
Yeah, man, I want to do the hand to hand. Yo, come on, man, it's grips. Order them and
Right.
I'll ship them. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Dope.
That's
You
y'all
got
folks, though.
the hoodie. The hoodie is dope. Thank you for that, man. You know, the hoodie is
You see you
definitely
joint?
yeah, that's definitely dope. Definitely recommend that.
Yeah, they're in production now, bro. I can't keep them in stock. They go out within 48 hours, bro.
Mhm.
That's a great
That's
problem to have.
Great problem.
Yeah, they're
Great
in
problem to
production right
have.
now, man. You'll be seeing a video up. You know what I mean? I'll probably have Del State in this next one.
Hey,
Show
you
y'all
know,
some love.
hey,
They'll
you know,
say, why do that?
hey now. It's a great
Man, hey, look,
establishment. It's a
bro.
great institution.
I got history with the grueling, bro. I got history with
It's a
Canvas
great
City. They
institution.
my guys.
I
Yes,
got you.
indeed.
They my guys.
Talk about, man. I know you are a hip hop head, and we can't see around right now, but just
Yeah.
the culture of hip hop and how, because I always play old music with the girls.
Yeah.
I'm sure the same with D. Talk about just how you were able to use your love for hip hop to bridge or create another layer of fatherhood between you and Brooke.
I mean, it was more so our bonding time, man. I mean, God rest her soul. When my mom was living, she had just recently passed in February. But her and my daughter, like, they were like this, right? So you guys still there?
Yeah, we still.
Oh, okay, I can see. All right.
We just wanted to get you to screen by yourself because we know you like the attention.
This doesn't look a whole lot better. This does look a whole lot better without y'all ugly faces on there. Thank you. I appreciate that, son. Appreciate that. So, but all seriousness, right? So my mom my daughter would go to my mom's house every Friday, right? And I'm always playing. First of all, just with music today, it was just harder to play just to traditional radio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it might not be cursing, but it's still some inappropriate stuff going on, right? So I would always play old school stuff. I would play like the old school Teddy Pendergrass and Eric B. and Rakim. I mean, that's Run DMC. You know what I'm saying? That's my era, right? So I remember I was playing Proud to Be Black, and she was kind of like trying to learn the words, and I just challenged. I said, "Man, you don't know nothing about that. You're not gonna know them lyrics." She said, "All right, watch. I'm gonna learn them." So she had FaceTimes like, "Daddy, I got it." I'm like, "You got what?" She, "I got the lyrics." So when she started saying, I'm proud to be black, y'all, but she went through the whole joint, and she was saying it with so much attitude. I was like, "Oh man, I gotta get this on video." Right?
Right.
So that's really how everything, I mean, like EJ was saying, I had already we've gone viral before that because I used to like fake pleasure on the wall and stuff, right? But she could even, like I had on the wall saying Invictus when she was like 4, like messing up the words, but she still had a grip, right? So, once we started doing like the rap stuff and the R&B stuff, that was like kind of like our bonding moment because she really had a love for music. Because what I didn't know, unbeknownst to me, is that my mom was also playing old school music for her when she was over the house. So she would come here, singing songs that I didn't even teach her because my mom was teaching her stuff. So it was like it came for full circle without me even knowing. So the same way I grew up is the same way my mother and father was like instilling in her when she was over there.
That's dope, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely dope.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. People still asking for for us to do the rap stuff, man. Like they trying to push me to the side. They don't even want me in the videos, but they gonna get every piece of me every time she in there. You feel me? We'll package deal, son.
Absolutely, no question. No
Yeah.
question. So you got more hoodies in production, man. What's next for Gainz Sports Gear? What's next for Chico?
Well, for Gainz, man, I mean, ultimately, what I would like to do, bro, is I would love to partner with more universities, especially HBCUs. Like we did a custom order for my alma mater, Bowie State University. But I would love to do something for like Dell State's, Howard University, But what's funny though, bro? I'm gonna tell you what's funny, man. I'm not gonna say it's unfortunate, but it's one of them things that make you go, hmm. So a lot of these HBCUs, when I go in and I'm talking to like the strength coach, basically the decision makers that would bring in a brand, because the first hurdle is they say, oh well, we already have Under Armour, we already have Adidas. Yeah, that's for apparel. Right. Yeah, but y'all don't have nobody that's going to be making like your custom wrist wraps or weightlifting belts or bands, right? You're basically buying them from like some maybe a big box store or whatever, right? But what I find is, bro, is when I go into some of these schools, man, the guy that's making the decision don't look like you and I.
Wow.
And that's unfortunate, bro, because they don't have the same affinity for me that I think that somebody that actually went to an HBCU would, right? And that's what I'm dealing with now, which I think is the craziest thing in the world, bro. When I go in there and I'm looking at somebody that, I mean, listen, it's fine, but my thing is that, he's not going to really see the struggle, right? He didn't walk the HBCU halls like we did, right? And then he sees like someone that came from the HBCU community that's now offering a service that you're really not even getting. You know what I mean? Because you're probably going to Dick's or somewhere else, but you have an opportunity to have your school logo on it. Now all of a sudden, I don't know if it's in the budget. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I'm dealing with now, which is really kind of discouraging. But you gotta pledge
We gotta
through
fix that. We gotta fix that.
Yeah,
somehow.
you gotta pledge through it. Gotta pledge through it. So so that's what I would love to see, grow with the brand. With the HBCU athlete hoodies, man, I really want to get them in more athlete's hand, like a Chris Paul, who, every time you see Chris Paul always has on something HBCU. I love the way he reps the HBCU, community. Like the last press conference, he had a North Carolina A&T shirt on, right? So, just trying to get it into, folks' hands that, can actually help build more brand awareness. And for me, man, I just did a Stella Artois commercial, so just trying to do more commercials and, whatever comes my way, son.
Now, did they make you color the beard, or was that you?
They did not. It did not. I feel like you're trying to embarrass me in front of your listeners.
I just want to know.
I mean, it's okay if you got color here. That's fine.
I don't mind doing that, bro. I just didn't do it for that commercial.
Okay, gotcha.
No, I didn't do it for that commercial.
Okay, all right, okay. All right. Just want to know.
So just trying to do more brand collaborations, man. I actually just filmed something. I got to edit it. I just did something for Magic Shave, so I just got to edit it up. So just trying to do more brand collaborations, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it, bro. And wherever the Lord sees fit for me, that's about it, man. That's about it.
Absolutely. That's what's up, man.
Cool. Well, we want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Real busy, real busy, man.
to come in and share a little bit about your story, a little bit of information about yourself, and just kind of highlighting some of the things that you had to go through and are still kind of processing through when it comes to business and overcoming some stigmas and standards. So we want to take this time to say thank you again for joining us. Once again, thank you to all of our listeners, to those who are tuned in. Thank you to my co-host EJ. Once again, this is Unapologetically Black Male, Surviving Society's Stigmas, Standards, and Systems. Once again, you can follow us on all social media outlets. Continue to stay tuned as we air on Mondays at noon and 7 p.m. You can also check out our podcast on Spotify and Anchor. So once again, thank you for joining us and have a great day.
All right.
Peace.